Okay everyone, and welcome to Let's Play of Dragon Age Origins. Unfortunately what happened with the previous one was I had wound up recorded a few in advance. However, my PlayStation 3 at the time had gotten messed up, so I unfortunately could no longer use it. In this one, I'm going to go right back to where I was in the previous one with the normal difficulty. This one, I'm not going to go welcome back as much. It's going to be a very continuous one. Within that means that like I'll be cutting them as I see fit. Like if it's a dead period where I'm either not talking enough or something like that, I'll see if I can force myself to talk. It's actually surprisingly difficult for me.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. Though we both had less grey in our hair then, and we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pap, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
As you notice, I'm gonna let them communicate. I did cut out there. Going back to what I said before, I feel bad for the few people that did enjoy my last Let's Play, but I'm pretty much restarting from scratch. I believe I had a warrior though, and I'm doing a rogue character this time, as the ones that are familiar with the game would recognize right away by the start off armor. Another thing I was mentioning is that this isn't going to be a high end, high end, high end. There's going to be one end and one high, and there's going to be a block of time in between. As I was also saying, talking to myself, we'll see how that goes. I have had a few Let's Plays where I think I was pretty successful. Hopefully I can keep that going. And I'm trying to keep it very casual for me. As you saw at the beginning there, I had it on Nightmare. I'm doing a Nightmare run just now. I'm not new to the game, but I'm very bad at it. Which those that watch my last series would know. So what this character is going to be a little snarky to elders, but respectful in that same sense. Like he's got a bit of sarcastic side to him. Kind of goes with the rogue type build with him, and why he's a rogue and not a warrior. So you're not leaving until tomorrow?
Your brother is riding out with our forces today, but the Isle and I will lead his men tomorrow.
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
I've no interest in an arranged marriage.
See what I contend with, Hal? You can't tell my fierce boy anything these days, make her bless his heart.
As uniquely talented as his father, I'm sure.
At any rate, Pop, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
What? Why can't I go into battle with you and Fergus?
I'm certain you'd more than prove yourself, but I am not willing to deal with your mother if you join the war. She'd kill me if I let you go. She's already twisted into knots about Fergus and me, though.
Now, this is where the persuasion part of the character is going to come in. Let me talk to her. I'll convince her.
I doubt that. I know your mother, and she made it clear there was no debate. This is no needless task. I ask you to take a great responsibility. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrion.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. But Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
This is where he gives a nice sarcastic response. He said they were a small order and no longer important.
I apologize, Duncan. That Aldous has nerve teaching my children such slanderous nonsense.
I take no offense. The Grey Wardens are not what we once were.
I'll not have the Wardens spoken ill of in my household. Without them, the Darkspawn would have killed us all in the first blight. You are the only reason men still live in Thedas. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilman.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
This is where I purposely chose that plan because, like I said, he's a snarky, sarcastic son of a gun, but he also realizes that the Grey Wardens are a greater good. And by Duncan actually showing interest, he's kind of intrigued by that. So, but he's more concerned about getting into battle in general. He's a very battle-tested rogue. So perhaps that would get me into battle.
That discussion is closed.
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Don't strain my abilities or anything.
And don't strain my patience. In the meantime, find Fergus and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
1 second, guys. I'm gonna try to fix my camera. It's on a tilt. I can tell. Hopefully that's... it doesn't look good. Let's see here. There we go. I'm more concerned about my conversation at the bottom. The conversation at the top should be even, but on my camera, for some reason, it's not looking to be. Are you trying to get rid of me?
We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk to Duncan, Arlhal, and even your father to some extent here, but I just want to start walking around, kind of talking a bit. You don't have to really do a lot of talking when you have to do a lot of talking when you're walking around, rather. And I feel a little guilty how the other one ended. It was never meant to end like that. I was definitely trying to go ahead and keep it going, but when the PS3 stopped working, it kind of put a monkey wrench in that. I had to get a new PlayStation. So with that being said, my save file was completely obliterated. So I figure I'll try to get back into it. I've always been intrigued by the idea of Let's Plays. I enjoy them thoroughly myself, having watched a lot of different Let's Plays from someone such as Chugga Conroy to Etho Slab. I mean, I've watched a lot of different videos, So it is something that's always intrigued me, and I tried to get into well before I started really watching a lot of the videos. I might do a Codex episode once where I'm just reading codexes to you, but if you are interested, the Dragon Age Origins Wiki has it. Let's talk to Mother Malal.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all.
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
I'm trying to determine whether I want my character to act as kind of the atheist type character or act as the godly, follows the God. I think with a rogue you would be less inclined to believe in a maker of some sort because you are stealing, and in our own personal religion that's bad. So I would say I don't see the point.
I would hope that one who may succeed the turn would value piety more than that.
I've told you before, I don't believe in the Maker.
I pray that the danger your brother and father face might change your mind. It saddens me that you will walk alone in this world, and the hereafter are your choice of blindness.
And it saddens me that you keep trying to force it on me.
Administer to soldiers who will appreciate it. Excuse me.
Sorry guys, I didn't mean to talk over her. It just kind of... I do that from time to time. I think this character is not necessarily against religion or anything, but against the idea of people telling him that he's got to believe. He wants to find his own way, and there is a certain event later on in the world that might change his opinion. I'm going to try to get to that event actually first. A lot of people don't do it first. A lot of them do the Circle Tower first, which is understandable. For those that are brand new to the game, sorry, I'm throwing a huge spoiler warning. I don't know if it's so huge because the game kind of beats you in the head with it. Alright, and here's where he's going to be a little bit of a nicer guy.
Oh, my lord, we were just,
playing cards.
Well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here.
Don't worry about it, man. I won't say anything.
We appreciate that, my lord. Thank you.
Now, you can kind of flex your dominance.
Thank you for your lenience, my lord.
Things of that nature, kind of tell him to get back to work. Personally, this character kind of understands the idea of being lazy. So him seeing that kind of gets him in a chuckle, and then he just kind of walks away.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my manners, my lord. It's simply that I've been looking all over the castle for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
She was my nanny before she was the cook. Nan won't leave.
Even mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
He knows better than to hurt anyone.
I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, I used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored, and swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother will have me accompany you until the matter's settled, shall we?
Sorry about the water noise, guys. I'm trying to keep myself hydrated. It being, I believe, June is the middle of summer, so it's been a little warm. We have a humid front coming through because of tropical storm that we're supposed to get tonight into tomorrow, something like that. And I'm just trying to stay hydrated. And that's my blinds going up so I can get it a little more light so I can see what I'm doing. Where is my mother exactly?
She was entertaining Lady Landra and her son when I left her. Perhaps in the atrium? Before we go, my lord, might I beg a question?
You kind of already are.
From several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true?
You sound quite excited.
Or more like. The reputation of the Grey Wardens as mythical warriors is unsurpassed.
It's true. He's talking to my father right now.
Then, is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me?
He intends to test you for recruitment.
Maker's breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine me, a Grey Warden? It would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst.
Okay, and there's actually some form of mod involving him with the computer version. If you had the computer to run this, I would highly suggest doing so. Because it is a beautiful game on the computer, especially if you have a gaming computer of any kind. I have it on both my computer and PS3. I believe I've mentioned that before in my previous series. And I absolutely enjoy the mods of this game. I believe it's an incredible game and hope that actually more mods get added. This is actually my inventory screen. First time you're seeing it, I've seen it about 1 billion times. I do have quite a few things. These two were from the Dragon Age game off of Facebook. As was this. This was from Liliana's Song, which is a DLC offered through the game itself that you can purchase. Vestments of the Seer was the same thing. You had to actually accomplish something in both of those downloadable contents to actually get them. This was actually included within the game itself. It was honoring, I believe, both Mass Effect and Dragon Age Origins, and they made it for both versions of the game. I don't think that's a spoiler of any sort. Blightblood was from the Darkspawn Chronicles, a very, very good main hand weapon sword for a lot of purposes. Not so much against certain enemies, but here's its stats, and it also carries on to another DLC that's offered, so it's definitely a useful item, but you do have to have. And Sorrows of Arlathan, I believe, was from the Golems of Amgarak DLC. I could be incorrect on that one. Whoever in the comments section that knows for certain could correct me on that one, or confirm that I was right or wrong. A lot of different ones. As you can see, you can go up here, talk to Lady Landra and Iona and Darren, as well as your mother. But I feel as though you might as well just go collect your dog. It is going to be interesting because I got to come up with a name for said dog. I've done so many playthroughs, I've had so many creative names, and now I'm thinking of Thawen as his name. Thawen, kind of dwarven base from D&D. So kind of pay a tribute to the dwarfs through my dog's name. And the funny thing of this is you hear screaming till you open this door. Like, you hear screaming all through the hallways, you open the door, all of a sudden it stops. Let's go talk to Nan/Cook.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
He's not a mongrel. He's a pure-blood Mabari.
A blight wolf is what he is. How am I supposed to work like this?
Oh dear. Mistress, Calm down, please.
That's it. I'll quit. Inform the Turner. I'll go and cook at some nice estate in the Benoit.
Please. We'll get the dog. Calm down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Oh, she's such a pleasant sound. She's got such a pleasant sound. And you'll notice with a lot of characters in this game that they just have this creative way of speaking. We'll put it that way. Let's go open the door and greet our dog.
Look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
What mess? Like I said, my character is very snarky, and this is his type of comment. What a smart boy you are. Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, encourage the hound, why don't you? No wonder he keeps giving them fits. He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait. Do you hear that?
A sign of every RPG, the door shuts. Like I said, I think Darwin is a good name. I probably spelt that wrong. That looks a little more dwarven and a little more correct. I can't remember the exact spelling. I'm terrible with spelling. I barely can say words, let alone spell them. Yeah, that looks good enough. Sorry I didn't allow my 2 viewers that would probably view this on time to name the dog, but I think that's a good name, and since I don't use puppy very often, I think that's a good name for him, Darwin. Alright, so
Very well. It's begun. I shall do it. It's begun.
now obviously in real enemies you wouldn't want to go ahead and just let them surround you like that, your whole group. You would want them to surround your tank, but not your whole group like that. So my hound put me in danger. Great. Nah. Yeah, he like I said, my character has a little bloodthirstiness in him. So those were very large rats. Nah, even though it seems kind of comical, I think in this context it's more of a fear. I think this is the best answer. It certainly looks that way.
Those were rats from the Kakari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Jarl's men.
I better not tell Nan. You realize that she's going to see either way and then blame it on me or my dog? So you might as well tell her up front.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Actually, he was defending your larder from rats. Big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will.
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Yes, the rats are dead. It's quite a mess, in fact.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Lovely dog.
Happy puppy.
Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
Now you can talk to Nan again and get a story again. It's time, and I'm not of extreme worry about it. I could also send Tharwin to find things, but ultimately the only thing that I've seen worth finding is very limited. I'll put it that way, because truth be told, it's just not worthwhile. Okay, we'll go right up. This is actually our second and final task. We have to talk to our mother, and then get through to the night ending part.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Moffats who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and Mr. Bryce to the king. Ah, here is my younger son. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled.
Nan's head exploded and my hound ate the kitchen staff.
Well, at least one of us will have had a decent dinner. Perhaps your hound left something I can feed my guests. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Van Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's first salon.
My guy is also blunt at times too. Weren't you drunk?
I'm so proud of my pup's mastery of tact and diplomacy.
Well, it was a lovely salon, from what little I remember.
Which wouldn't be much, considering we had to pour you into the carriage afterwards.
You remember my son, Byron. He's riding with your father tomorrow.
It's good to see you again, my lord.
I'd rather be riding with him myself.
You will be missed.
Oh, that's such a consolation.
Iona, do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra.
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
You are aware that we're at war.
Aware that my husband and son are about to ride off to battle and perhaps never return? Quite.
Good.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Byron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship.
Now, for those that aren't aware, I guess I'll set the quest up. It doesn't take much effort. You can talk to either one of them, regardless of your gender, and have a fun time. So, my character, while atheist, not atheist, pro-choice. I don't know how to describe that one. Not overly religious nor overly atheist. I think that, no, it wouldn't be atheist itself. It would be more so just the believing of free will without the need for a deity in between. I guess that would be the best way to put it. I'm going on and rambling. Let's talk to Iona.
That is a wonderful dog. He seems very noble and intelligent. Greetings once again, my lord.
Basically, you compliment her, I think it's twice, and then you had the quest line opened. You are very pretty, if I might say so.
My lord is very kind. Thank you.
I haven't seen many elven ladies in waiting.
Lady Landra has been very good to me. I am lucky. If I may, your mother has no ladies in waiting herself. Is that usual for a noble woman of her rank?
She doesn't care to be fussed over.
That is not a sentiment I see among southern noblewomen.
How did you come to know Lady Landra?
My family has been in service to hers for many years. Lady Landra elevated my place as a reward for our loyalty. I hope this position might pass to my daughter.
You have a daughter?
Forgive me, I shouldn't have mentioned her.
I bet she has your beautiful eyes.
She does. Many people say she looks a great deal like me. I'm the only one who sees her father in her.
I think we should get to know each other better. And this is the mission right here.
Aren't we doing just that? What else did you have in mind?
something more intimate later on in my room.
I see. I think I might like that. If I come to your door once everyone is asleep, would that be agreeable, my lord?
Please, call me Shetty.
Until tonight, then.
And that's what the enunciation of my name is. Shetty. So now you can actually see that it's a very quick, easy mission to set up. It doesn't take much time, and you can do it for Dyron as well. It doesn't take much effort. You just have to compliment them a few times and then invite them into your room. It's a very kind of mind-numbing mission. A lot of people do miss out on, though, because of the... It doesn't just say, oh, do this, do that, do this. There's no real way to learn it outside of kind of cues, but it doesn't directly cue you to talk to them again. Alright, with 13 minutes remaining. Alright, I think I'm going to actually wrap up here. Do a little bit of maintenance on the card and probably do a little bit more shortly. I think this is a good wrap up point though for maybe 2 episodes. I mean, it's at 31 minutes now, so maybe 2 episodes of 15, give or take a minute or 2. And then go from there, because I think with me being a partner, well, with everyone being a partner now, you can go ahead and upload up to 20-25 minutes. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and please tune in to my next couple videos.